How's it going, guys? It's RaiderKnight, and today I'm going to be showing off a brand new scenario I've created over the break, and it's pretty cool. Recently on Discord, me and a lot of other people in the Age of Civilizations community have been just memeing like custom, custom historical lore essentially, and essentially what we've came up with is this really cringy scenario. Obviously it's not realistic, but we had a lot of fun with it, and I think it's pretty cool for the most part. You have the Mamluks down here, which pretty much can do whatever they want. They have multiple different vassals in this region, and they also have parts of France and England, and America is also doing pretty good. There's a small conflict going on in New York and a small one going on in Detroit, but aside from that, America is doing pretty good with a couple vassals here and there. I'd probably have to scroll down to show you them all. They have a couple. And they also have a couple here in Russia and Germany. So this is a really interesting scenario. We're just going to watch it spectate out. And I'm pretty sure a massive war breaks out early on. Because the first war the USA is in is with New York. And New York is allied up with Antarctica, the most powerful country in the southern hemisphere. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And let's just watch it kind of play out. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There's going to be fighting probably all over the map. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But let's just kind of see what happens. I'm going to unpause the game, and we're going to kind of speed it up to about turn 5, I think is good. I don't know how big the war is going to get. Let's look. So the war did break out, so that's pretty crazy. The fighting in the USSR and Mexico seems to be over for the most part, but the war rages on. There's still some conflicts going on in Africa, and it looks like America's trying to kick them out of the Caribbean, but it's not going very good so far. Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic are all fighting the USA back. And Antarctica is still pretty protected. They are going to be hard to invade. I don't know if it's going to be possible for a actual land invasion there. So this war could go on for quite a while, to be completely honest. But the conflict in Africa seems to be slowing down quite a bit. I'm not sure what's popping up here. Is this rebels or what is this? I think it's American Germany, which is a vassal of America coming down to help out. So Germany is helping out with America, so that's good. And America is actually winning in the Caribbean as well. It looks like the Caribbean is almost completely annexed by now, and it is over. The war is over in the Caribbean. Things are going pretty good so far for the Allies, and the Antarctica alliance is starting to collapse a little bit. And we have an invasion in the Incan territory, if you saw that. It was a small, tiny invasion that happened for a second. But Africa is regaining their land, so the war in Africa is probably going to rage on for a little bit longer. The war in Africa seems to be finally over for the most part, which is good. That means they can finally start focusing on Antarctica and the Incan. And it does look like they have some landing that's going on, especially in the Incan territory, so if they can just keep that up, it looks like it's going to be a victory. And they are really starting to land down here now. I'm going to zoom it out a little bit closer to it, but the war is going pretty well for the Allies. I didn't expect it to be this easy for them to invade Antarctica, but apparently it was really easy. Also, as a meme, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, I did add the Emu Empire into the Antarctica Alliance because I thought it was kind of funny. That's just a little Easter egg. I don't think it's much of anything, but I don't know. But it does look like Antarctica is starting to lose, and the Incan Empire is also starting to get pushed back quite a bit. I think they're going to be able to actually win this conflict. I'm not sure who this is right here. I think it is American Germany again. So American Germany really did help out quite a bit in this war. They did a lot more than I thought they would. So overall, I think they are probably one of the bigger reasons to thank for this victory. If you're rooting for the USA and the Mamluks, but overall a pretty good little conflict. I think the USA is going to take a lot from this, but I'm not sure. I think it's mostly going to be big gains in the Caribbean and Mexico. And the Mamluks, they're probably not going to get too much from this. Maybe their vassals can get a little bit in the USSR, but aside from that, probably not too much, because they might get a little bit in Africa. That's my guess. I'm not sure. Now we've seen an official peace treaty. We can pause the game real quick, and we can actually look at what actually happened. I'm pretty sure America still decided it was a good idea to annex half the continent. If you look right here, it has a peace treaty. You know, everybody's at peace now. What did they take? It looks like the Mamluks took quite a bit down here. The United States took way too much. They're going to really struggle for that. Mamluk France took a little bit for some reason. What else do we see in the Caribbean? We see the USA and the Mamluks kind of splitting the land out quite a bit. Mexico is still technically around. I don't know how they are, but they are. Detroit was united finally. New York was annexed, which is good. Down here in the African region, we saw the American Germany annex quite a bit. And I think their entire alliance is kind of broken at this point. So, Mamluk England even, they did a little bit down here. What other major stuff happened? I think a little bit happened out here. The Soviets are apparently still fighting, so I am not sure if the Soviets are the only one fighting still, or what the deal is with that, but the Soviets, they're still fighting. It appears that the Antarctica Alliance does not own this land, or do they? The land is not being occupied, so this is all Mamluk territory. I thought it'd be occupied for a second, but it's not. And way over here, the war with the Soviets still rages on. I think all this is occupied still. So it means that we can have a second peace treaty. I'm going to speed it up a little bit longer, and we're going to try to see if we can get a decent peace treaty going. And apparently, some other tiny conflicts to mention is that Poland was invaded by the Papal States Alliance, which means the Germans can no longer ship their stuff out through here. And it's going to kind of slow down the process, or the progress of these countries. I think we've also seen a peace treaty with Russia go down. Yes, we have. So, the Soviets have officially peaced out with all the allies. And it looks like they annexed a little bit, but not as much as I thought they would. So, the Soviets are still technically a country. Overall, not really too much change out here, but the main war is over. I'm not going to process the rest of the Indian-China one. But overall, it was a really fun scenario to make. It's pretty good, pretty interesting. I might make another one because this one takes place after the Russian war, but I kind of think it'd be cool to also make a version of this scenario that takes place before the Russian war, because pre-Russian war is what we mostly talked about. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all for the next video.